Welcome to
To
Shade
Shade
and the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's now.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into, of course, none other than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16, episode 12. The Frack is back, y'all. The Frack is back. Which
I
for
ain't gonna
those,
lie, especially after seeing this episode, I missed the frack.
yeah, I did. I mean, she has her great.
I
I
love
like.
her.
I do think that her and Portia are make a great duo. I
They do,
absolutely.
but even Phaedra on her own, I'm entertained. Like I love watching Phaedra.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how she interacts with the other girls, but we know her and Portia gonna ride or
She
die.
clearly look. She clearly already got an idea of who they all are.
Right. So yeah, y'all. If y'all haven't already, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for us.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode and let's get shady. So we start out this episode. We see Kelly go by Shamea's palace because let's just call a thing, right?
Mhm.
So Shamea calls her best friend and says that she feels like she can find a friend in anyone. And apparently it wasn't hard with Kelly because she was so open,
It's
even
giving
with her
Pisces.
titties. Yeah, no, it was. It definitely was. So Kelly says that she wants to host a girls' trip and she wants Shamea to co-host along with her. And then she makes Shamea play this guessing game. And it was just Shamea never guessed it. So finally, Kelly tells her, look, we're going to Grenada. And so Shamea thinks, oh, well, that's such a good idea. And it would be a perfect opportunity for them to give back since we know that they were recently affected by all the hurricanes and things last year. So I thought this was super dope. I feel like
Mm.
we should see more of this when we see ladies going to different places and countries. So Kelly calls her contact Randall to find out what they need. And, Shamea assures him that whatever they need is going to be taken care of. And so Kelly tells Shamea that she also needs this trip for herself because she's drained, going through this divorce for the past 2 years. Not to mention, Randall was kind of a cutie too. So I would have been ready to get on the plane, my
I
damn
said
self.
this is giving Pisces, and literally my nose said it's definitely giving Pisces
Oh, yeah,
energy.
because I was with her. I said, Randall is fine, girl. I would have been
Oh,
ready to get over there too.
Randall
Look,
is fine and over 5'9". I said, oh my
Look,
goodness.
and if it was me, I would have been like, Shamea, I'm gonna go a few days early just to make sure everything is together and we got everything. And because I'm the host, so I need to make sure.
You're both the host.
But she's a co-host.
So that means she got to help the host.
She ain't gotta help her do nothing them first couple days. Randall will help her out. Okay.
She just need
Better stop messing up my girl's game. Okay.
Randall.
Um, so they show a clip of her telling her Nana that basically a week prior, she was talking to Nana a week prior, and she says that she owes her lawyer 158,000. Now Kelly says at this point she thinks that her ex wants her soul. She said, "You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul." Randall will though. Randall can break it.
He gonna break something else.
And so Kelly is basically just ready to be over it.
She said she leaving all that BS in Grenada.
Well, let's hope her lawyers do too, because just because you done that don't mean that the checks ain't running.
So Portia went to get a tour of a $4.2 million house. Absolutely beautiful. I wonder how much is.
It was 8 beds and 7 baths. I said, you better, girl.
Mhm. Um, so then he mentions, the guy giving her the tour, he mentions that the media room can double as a golf simulator room. And she said, no, we left that last person to like golf in the old house.
I like that. I thought it was funny. And plus, I think it's funny too. We see her house hunting because we know she can barely film in her house. Not to mention that what was my thought? Oh, She can't say Simon's name either.
Oh.
That's why she always refers to him as that man or something like that. She can't. If I'm not
Oh.
mistaken, that was a part of them not filming in the house. He was also not supposed to be mentioned on the show, at least not by her.
Oh, because we don't know who she's talking about. Like, really, it really don't make a difference if she says
It don't, but still, that I guess that was his way of
something he
trying to
wanted.
stop her bag.
And it didn't, because now she's looking for a $4.2 million house.
Okay.
So she said that she's looking for another house because she got rid of that old man. All right. So then she sat down with her mom and sister. She said she's anxious the closer that they get to going to court. She said that her first marriage, she didn't even go to court. She decided to just walk away from everything. Then she goes into how submissive she was in the first marriage and how she ended up left out in the cold. And she said that I wasn't doing that again. Okay. She said, I took care of my business and lined everything up. So
I'm glad that she learned from her mistake. I was like, go ahead, girl. That's a lesson learned. It's a hard lesson learned. And then I ain't even gonna hold you. I love the flashbacks because I like stuff like that because it goes to show. Now, granted, she may not have learned too much, but it goes to show how much she's grown. I mean, she still has a bad picker, but
she looks so different.
Yeah, and she looks so different.
So different. But she let Lauren know that her and Shamea decided to move.
But so does Phaedra. Jesus Christ. She got a whole new
face. She did too. Yes. Looking at yes. Everybody looks different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Cynthia's definitely getting Botox, but her face is still the same. It's just tighter for her age. It's just but she still look the same.
But yeah, she let Lauren know that her and Shamea decided to move past, all the BS. Basically, she said what's understood don't need to be explained. It's just like a marriage. Okay, and they in this thing forever.
Well, all right. So Shamea, I really did. So if y'all are really big Shamea fans, this is not your scene, okay? Because I'm about to let her have it. All right. So Shamea is a big ticket show, as we know, talking about basically her stepping into her artist bag. So Tigger decides to bring up Drew also just releasing a song. And Shamea says something like, oh, well, I never heard it on the station. And so my notes literally say, why are you beating Shady? Because we haven't heard yours either.
Because she said she beefing with her.
Okay, you can beef, but don't throw shade where you ain't.
If you call me a lap dog, I'm throwing all the shade.
Okay, but we're gonna need to hear your song on the radio first before you throw shade at her. We're gonna need to hear how much did your single sell? Is it chart topping? Did you hit anything? Like Drew?
Listen, I wouldn't give a damn if my shit.
You saying, but if you're gonna try to make it good, if you're gonna try to shade somebody, at least make it good shade. Don't make it lame shade because you just making yourself look bad. That's what I'm saying.
That's now. I guess maybe then her song wasn't on the radio. So have you
heard it on the radio?
Who?
Shamea.
I'm talking about Drew. I'm talking about Drew's song wasn't on the radio at that time. So
no, he said, "Oh, your homegirl got a song out." My point is, even if it wasn't, Shamea's song wasn't on the radio. Shamea has no room to talk. Shamea should shut up and work on and talk to RL about getting her a song on the radio.
If you shade me, I am shading everything about your life. Everything down to your funky draws. I'm shading everything about your life.
And you can do that, and you can do that, but it could also fall flat when you haven't accomplished what I have.
Even if it was on the radio, I would still find a way to shade it.
And that's fine. But when you haven't accomplished that, it looks sad. It looks like some haters. That's what it looks like.
Well, if you want to was her song, wasn't she at the radio station because they played her song?
No, she was there to talk about her being there as an artist. And so maybe they probably played it that one time. But when have you ever heard Shamea? One thing I can give Drew, whoever her promotion was, if it wasn't IG, if it wasn't TikTok, they shoved that down your throat to the point I had no point to go listen to it. But it was smart because it's good. No shade. I didn't run to listen to Shamea. Shit. She has a great voice, and I'm not going to take that away from her, but it's not Drew. So I just want her to stop and leave my girl alone. Okay. I just want her to have several seats because it's giving real hateration. So then she goes on to talk about her music and how it's about her life and everything in it is authentic. And I guess she's taking a shot at Drew because maybe she said something in the song about she has or she knows 5 languages, which obviously if you're smart, she's talking about love languages.
Oh, you
So
know what? So I think I had completely missed that part. And like, you know how when you kind of zone out for a second and then you come back to it. I heard the thing 5 languages, and she was like, "You don't know no 5 languages." I was like, "What are we talking about right now?"
right. Because you sound that's how much of a hater you are. Basically, once she get off air, she said, "You know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've had so much going on. I forgot that we was even beefing." But she said, but obviously she feels away because she was called a lap dog. And so that's the reason why she came on this motherfucker hating. Because to me, the most graceful thing to do would have been like, honestly, lions don't address sheep. Why I'm above that.
Did you see the last scene? Shamea was not being graceful at all.
Oh no, and that's what's terrible because then you don't get me started on that. You walk around barking like a dog. You sound like somebody's chihuahua. You look real crazy.
She was not being graceful at all.
And when I said, "Oh," I said, "You know what? It's so
I
crazy
did
to me
think it
because
was
I
funny
feel
when
like
she said, I did think it was funny when Drew was like, how old are we? She was like, in dog years or human years?
I just feel like I don't know if she I don't know. I just feel like if you were there to promote your music, and granted, they gonna cut things and edit things how they want to, that
Mhm.
should have been your moment to really highlight what you're trying to get out. And
Yeah.
you gave that to Drew. So who's the one that's stupid? Who's the one that's shady now, bitch?
Look, she ain't the only one on this damn show that be doing this mess.
Right. Okay. Go
Giving
ahead.
away her moment.
This event was so hard to get through. Go ahead. I gotta go off for this one.
So
This girl get on my nerves.
as per usual, Brit is giving her husband all the tea, and he's, soaking it up as he loves to do. She said that she's inviting the ladies to her bare naked event, and then we see Angela is showing Charles another house that she actually might sell because she dropped the price to what it looks like it's worth, and it's what she paid for it. So
Well,
she's
crazy. I thought she said and maybe I misunderstood. I thought she said she dropped all the prices. So
oh,
basically, because the properties weren't moving, they said they had 7. And
I know for sure she said she dropped this one to 300 and something thousand, and that's what she said she paid for it. Now the other houses, I don't know. I don't remember that.
oh, well, I don't know. I was just like, because I thought I was under the impression that basically she done bought all those houses and they're going to sell for the same amount she bought them. And it might just be that one, but for some reason I thought it
I
was
mean,
all.
if you in debt, girl, you need to at least get your money back.
I hear you.
Um, so then she decides to rehash the argument that Charles had with her mom. And she said that, that day she was super upset, but she wanted to apologize for not hearing him out. And we know Charles, he really didn't give a damn. He was just like, okay, it is what
What
it
did you
is.
think? What did you think about this whole
When I
scene?
tell you, my man was
Her
laughing.
getting
My
emotional
man
and
was laughing the entire time. Like
who?
I said, my man was laughing the entire
Oh,
time
okay.
because he knows who the dude is. Because I was like, he's such an asshole to his wife. He was like, this dude is known for punching people in the face. Like,
Right. 1989. Like she keep
like,
referencing
oh,
1989.
he's like basic. I was like, so what are you saying? He's just an asshole to everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it wasn't just
I
this.
guess that's why she don't feel no way because it's not exclusive to her. He's like that with everybody.
Oh no, I want special treatment.
I agree, but she's okay.
And I don't mean no special asshole treatment. If you treat everybody else like an asshole, I should not be getting the asshole treatment too.
That's what Charles is giving. And we've seen it out of what 12 episodes now? That's what Charles is giving.
Mm-mm.
That one
So
thing I can give about Charles, he's consistent.
he's definitely consistent in his assholeness. So she let Charles know that Britt invited them to her event and basically told him, look, I'll talk to her and you don't. Okay. I will say the hellos.
I knew it. I knew it.
What?
Something just told me Charles is a Sagittarius, December 18th. I knew it. Something because we were talking about how much of a butthole he is. And I said something just kept saying he's a Sagittarius. He's a Sagittarius. He's a Sagittarius. No offense to y'all that are Sagittarius, but but yeah, and I was like, oh, it makes so much sense now.
What is she? Do you know?
I don't. Let me go see if I can find out. I'm sorry, continue. I just thought that was so funny.
So then the ladies start showing up to Brit's event, and they're just completely confused as to what's going on. They apparently had no idea that they was going to play golf because they got on heels and mini dresses. Um, then apparently there was a mix-up with the event planner who was supposed to be having cocktails for everybody, but then instead it was food, but it wasn't enough for all the tables. So it seemed like just Brit's table ate. Then, she finally exposes what this whole business is, and it's shapewear. Shamea said the gift was bare naked. She said it was lonely and didn't even have no tissue paper.
He said the box was lonely. That took me out.
She's hilarious. So after all the pleasantries,
I'm sorry. Can
Angela,
I tell you? And maybe
what?
because I was doing some other things. Can I tell you how I was? I'm sure you already said it. Can I tell you how I was brought to tears thinking about this naked bear? No, like I literally, like after I watched it, I was like, okay, Latrice. And then like I kept laughing to the point that I started crying. And I was like, why is this so funny to me to see a bear? Like think about a naked bear because they're clearly naked, right? So I don't, and it was so funny. I said, is it supposed to be like, and I'm showing my age. I was like, is this supposed to be like back in the day when they used to have the hamster dance and used to watch the hamsters dance and they were supposed to make you happy because you saw the hamsters dance?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Oh, girl.
No, I don't remember.
Well,
that.
don't forget, you're older. Maybe you too old for that, but go ahead.
Maybe, but my whole 6 months.
Your whole 6 months.
So after all the pleasantries, Angela basically let everybody know that Charles don't got no side baby. Oh, this is what my dude was laughing at. He was just like, what? Where the hell did this come from? Then Britt said that she wasn't one of Charles's whores. He was like, all right. So then after that craziness, they
I'm
both
so
said,
surprised Charles handled it the way he did. Because I
he
feel
was
like
like,
usually,
he was like, I don't mess with whores.
well, no, not even that. Just the way Angela was like, yeah, and Charles doesn't have it. And I was like, usually I feel like Charles would be like, why did you need to
You didn't
say
see
that?
his face? You didn't see his face?
He seemed like, all right, if that's what you want to do, like,
His face was like, okay, that was
maybe I
weird.
missed the facial reaction.
It was
Okay.
like, that was weird as hell, but I ain't getting in the middle of the shit.
Right. He was like, you know what? I don't want no parts of this.
But they both said that they were willing to move forward. Drew wanted to address some things, and Kelly told her to just make sure she's telling the truth and nothing but the truth. And she said, girl, the nerve of you. Do you know who I am? Yes, we do, bitch. That's why they're saying it.
Well, I get what she was saying though. We may know who she is, right? But Kelly is new to the group. So Kelly,
she's already got caught in lies around Kelly.
Well, because nobody believed the Michael Jordan thing. Nobody really believed that.
But she didn't say it in a joking way either. It wasn't like
I hear what you're saying.
It wasn't like it's a ha 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 joke. It was like you wanted me to believe it though.
I just think we have to pick and choose.
I'm gonna go with Shamea on this one. She's a verifiable liar.
I mean, you know what? Drew has told her stories.
She called her Drew Nokio. She took me out when she called her Drew Nokio. Everybody know that girl's a liar. And here you go caping for her. The worst.
Kelly, first of all, Kelly needs to sit back because she was just kicking with Drew. But then she gets, and because no shade is giving a little lapdog for Brit until she turned on you, then you're going to be sitting in the corner crying like Shamea is about Portia. Let's call a thing a thing.
What that got to do with this girl being a liar?
Drew may embellish.
No, she's a stone cold liar. You can't believe shit that come out her mouth.
I think she embellishes, but go ahead. We can move on.
So Shamea is trying to figure out, how she even got called a lapdog. And basically Drew said, because you lied on me just to stay in Portia's good graces. And she's like, hence the lapdog. And basically said that, you ain't want all that smoke with Portia, but here you go, giving me all the smoke.
And you thought what I thought was super interesting? Portia was on Beyonce's mute challenge the whole time. Now, had that been Drew and Portia, Shamea would have felt the need to speak up and say something.
I don't see, and see, you know what? You're probably right. Shamea probably would have jumped in, but I didn't see any reason why anybody needed to jump in.
No, and I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that if it were reversed, it goes back, because if Portia just sat by and was like, "That's between y'all," Shamea would never. Hence, that's why she looks like a lapdog.
Well, let me say this. Because right now, you know, she's not messing with Drew. So had it been a different situation, I feel like she might have jumped in. But the situation is what was brought back to Portia.
Right.
So Portia can't really jump in because she wasn't there. She can't defend either side. She's hearing one side say, "This is how it was. This is what, you know, was said, and this is how it was delivered to me," versus the other side. So all she can do is sit there and listen because she wasn't there. So there really was no side to jump on.
I hear you.
You know, Shamea starts barking like a dog and talking all types of mess. Drew was like, "How old are we?" She was like, "In dog years or human years." I thought that was hilarious. Then Brick. Well, I can't say this girl's name. Brit broke that mess up and basically told him, if they can't be classy, take your trashy ass outside. And that was kind of the end of it. That was kind of
this comes from the person who can't pay the bill, who hosted an event and invited people.
She said it was a mix up.
If you were just feeding the cast should have just been there.
No, she said that it was the planners. The planner did that.
Do you see the way them people look as they was sitting out there listening to her?
And she only gave the cast gifts too, right?
But you're there to promote. I'm sorry. This by far goes down in the history of terrible, tacky, bad events. You want to be so classy, but you ain't even got enough money to pay. Why would you invite all these people if you can't feed them? That makes no sense. You could have literally invited the cast, and no shade, production probably would have paid for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, you want to be extra. Got all these. I was so intrigued by all the faces and all the facial reactions during the event.
Production made sure that they got it.
I love when Portia said, "Don't worry about it, girl. I eat real fast, so they won't even know." I said, "Do you realize how bad that is?" What people? I heard one person say, "I'll just take mine to go," because they felt bad eating in front of people that had no food. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that was T for tack. All right. So we move on. That Nels is right. That was pretty much the episode. Drew signing her a record deal. Congratulations to her, even though we didn't know it already happened. She's sitting there with a role manager and she wants to have a conversation with Dennis about that Portia has been saying. And so they called Dennis on FaceTime and he kind of like laughs it off or whatever and was like, basically, you shouldn't even believe that. And, you know, we here, we focus, we making money. And I ain't gonna hold you. They focus, they making money. The album's good. I feel you. Look past that, girl. Look past that. Get to the money. Get to the money. You and Portia ain't gonna be friends no way. Right. You and Portia ain't gonna be friends no way at this point. So why care? Why care about how she feels? And so basically she's like, at this point, she feels like she needs to have to sit down and Portia. And that's when I was like, no, you really don't. Because you and Portia are never gonna be, as long as you're working with Dennis, y'all ain't never gonna be good. And if this is lucrative to your bag, then you might as well cancel that friendship out.
I don't think that the conversation she wants to have is about being friends. I think it's how valid are these rumors that you're spreading? Because now you're going around telling people that you got text
other people.
Yeah, you telling people that you got text messages and stuff like that. And I was just told that was BS. So yeah, I need to have a sit down with you because if you just spreading salacious lies just to do it. Exactly. Then yeah, we need to have a conversation. It ain't about being your friend.
Okay, good point. I can get that. So then we see Portia. She shows up at Phaedra, aka Frack's house, and Phaedra says that Phaedra. I'm sorry, I called her Phaedra. Jesus. Phaedra says that she's back where she belongs. Okay. She admits the last time that we saw her wasn't her best moment, but she regrets that she left the group like that. And I said, girl, you didn't leave. They told you weren't
She
coming back.
literally didn't take no accountability. She basically said she
Oh,
regret
none,
everything.
none, none.
Well, she said, but we all mess up.
Yeah. What did my
We
baby
all
say?
make
We
mistakes.
all make mistakes. So Phaedra said at this point, she tells Portia she's dating a 30-year-old. And so then she's like, I want the tea on the girls. So she
It sounds like
said,
she already had it.
right. She says she saw Kelly and compares her to a garden gnome.
Kelly
And
is
so,
very
but
small.
she said, I like small people. I like small things, so that's fine for me. And then she said that she heard about Brit, and Brit has been around many cities and countries, and she's worldwide, but she's a
That she's
married
from the
woman
street.
now. And she said that her chicken pot pie must be real creamy. Okay. So Portia mentions that Drew is working with Dennis. And so Phaedra was like, oh, so she's selling hot dogs. And so then this is where Portia, oh, well, they say she's supposed to be sitting on his house. She wants to sit on his hot dog or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that wouldn't be, you would be real, real big mad if Drew went around spreading some rumors about you. You would be ready to turn into peach juice. But okay.
I thought it
And
was funny. She was like, I didn't think she liked hot dogs no more. I
I
thought she
thought
liked
she liked
tacos.
tacos. And I said, not tacos.
Oh,
Um,
and then Charles has a secret wife. She had no idea that Charles was married.
oh yeah, she's claimed she didn't know Charles was married. And then Portia and Shamea, Portia calls Shamea and Kelly to let them know that hey, Phaedra will be joining the Grenada trip.
Unlike Brit, with her uncouth ass. I love the fact that she was like, hey, I did let her know about the trip or whatever, and let them know. Oh yeah, we would love to have her.
You mean
Or,
unlike Angela?
oh, what I said? Oh, Brit.
You said Brett, yeah.
Angela.
You mean unlike Angela,
Yes.
yeah. All right, y'all. So let us know what you think. I know I had some, little rough opinions. I was feeling a little fiery tonight. Um, I'm gonna go watch another bear dance and then I'll be happy. A naked bear dance. But if you guys have not already, please make sure that you guys hit the like button.
Make sure you comment
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
and you hit the notification bell.
Make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's the Blue Sky, the IG, the TikTok, and the Facebook, y'all. If y'all haven't been paying attention, I've been dropping some of my little vacation things and little inklings. I'm gonna keep dropping more and more, so y'all stay tuned. But we do all that on the social medias of it all. Okay, so yeah, we appreciate you. We thank y'all, and we will catch you next week for another recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Have a good night.
Good night.